Hello and welcome to another episode of The Naked Turner. Today I wanted to show you a little something I made here. I made this polishing wheel for my grinding station, and this is made out of a piece of 1 inch thick. It's sort of like an MDF product. It's a medium density fiber board that's a little bit lighter weight. And then what I did is I put a series of notches using my bandsaw. What I did, and I'll show you this in a second, but what I did was made a series of notches around the outer edge. I placed it on my grinder and then used this bench to true it up on the grinder. Then I trued the edge too because it had a little bit of a wobble in the edge. So I trued both edges and now it's running really nicely. And then I charge it up with a little bit of polishing rouge, or I'm going to get some aluminum oxide, green oxide, to charge this wheel with eventually. I just didn't have any, but this works so nice. I'm getting such a really nice sharp edge on my tools using my grinder, then coming over here and running in reverse, making sure I pull the platform out, and I work with my tool upside down on the bottom of the grinder so that I'm not having to pull the grinder out and work from the back side with the tool spinning away from me. And it's nice because I can watch the bevel easier than if I'm working over the top edge. I can actually look at the bevel down underneath the bottom, and I'll show you that as well. Okay, so over here I had drilled a 5/8 inch. First, what I did, all right, so over here at my bandsaw jig, I took my bandsaw circle cutting device, which I now have a pressure nut underneath here that I can just pressurize, and I'll be welding a T-handle on that to make it easier to turn, but it's already pretty easy. And I just threaded that in, and it comes up and makes contact with the underside here. You can see a couple places that it's come in contact there. Pressurizes this against the wedge and locks it in place. I have had it try to drift a little bit, so you just have to really make sure you get it tightened down pretty well. But anyway, then after I just cut myself an 8-inch circle out of that 1-inch true pan, what I did was I took the circle over here, drilled a 5/8 hole in it, positioned it where that was just about to touch my saw blade, and then pulled it back about 3/8 of an inch, and used that to drill this hole here with the piece of true pan right up against the blade. And that way, when I took this 5/8 bolt and registered in that hole, I could just slide the circle forward, and I was getting a consistent 3/8 of an inch depth cut, which I then took down to about 1/4 of an inch by the time I had surfaced the wheel off. But there you have it. That's how I made that little piece, and it runs really nice and true, and it polishes extremely well. I can show you, let's see, I think I have a piece over here of end grain. Oh, well, I don't have it here, but let's see what I have to show you. So, I'm not sure if you can see that, but I've got such a nice polished edge on that, and it's just super sharp. I was doing some cutting with it, and I'm getting a better cut than I've ever gotten before. So I just spent the time to sharpen up almost all of the tools that I use most frequently on this new sharpening wheel, and I highly advise giving it a try. Just take the time to surface it and flatten it, and take the time to also make a few of the grooves in it. It helps to hold a little more of the charging agent down inside of those grooves. And I may actually pull this one again, make some marks on it so I know it's going back in the same place, and then basically take it, make a few more grooves in it, just to hold a little more charging compound or polishing compound. But That thing works extremely well. I would highly advise, if you have a double station grinder, making yourself one of these. You will be glad you did. Just be careful when you're using it. Don't catch an edge. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Alright, so I found this little piece that was left over in my chuck from something I was making. And this is end grain. And after sharpening on that Tru-Pan polishing wheel, that's the cut I got. No finish whatsoever. This was just testing out the cutters after I had sharpened them for several different types of cutters I was using or sharpening. So I think it's going to really help with my sharpening experience, and it'll make everything happen right there at that one station. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you take the time to make yourself one of those. I think you'll really enjoy it.